We have a hidden gem for you guys, and it has a GPU we've never heard of.
We paid $400 for this PC from eBay, and as we mentioned, we have not seen this thing before, but we're wondering, why isn't it popular? We're about to find out, but first, a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Nexigo with their new Aurora Pro. The Nexigo Aurora Pro is one of the best in-class ultra short throw projectors that has brilliant visuals with a massive screen at up to 150 inches. It features a triple laser engine, which is the future of movie watching, with true cinematic colors that bring every scene to life, that can produce over 1 billion colors, covering an impressive 107% color gamut. One of our favorite features is the Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos support, and this projector has some of the most amazing sound quality I have ever heard on such a small device. You can seamlessly bridge high quality video content with Dolby Vision for superior image quality, vibrant colors, and enhanced contrast. And on top of that, it features 4 15-watt speakers that support Dolby Atmos, allowing you to integrate beautiful sound. This projector comes with built-in smart capabilities, and it also has the ability to use a Roku or similar 4K TV stick. So guys, make sure to try to pick up one of these projectors while you can. They will be $26.99 straight on Nexigo's website. Let's get back into this video.
So there was a rather large YouTuber that reviewed this PC about 2 years ago. This is a Dell G5 5000, and there were not nice things said about this. This was a PC, configuration that was popular during the shortages, and the price wasn't great, the thermals weren't great, but maybe at the used market price level, it may be a good deal. I don't know.
Yeah, this thing is definitely a lot cheaper. I think when it was reviewed, it was double the price or more. So the fact that it is now $400 makes it to where it might be worth, looking at. And that's honestly, it's kind of like our MO here, is we say that any piece of hardware is good for the right price. This thing's kind of, it's sort of kind of gaming looking. It's kind of three-dimensional.
It's like very different looking. It has that gamer appeal.
It definitely has like the I'm a OEM like Dell or HP back here, but then it's just that front piece that definitely stands out, and it looks like it might be like a blue LED strip or maybe RGB even.
I think it should be blue. The pictures on eBay show blue, but we'll see. But the main specs of the system, i3 10100F, I believe, or 10105, it just says 10th gen Intel i3. We also have 16 gigs of DDR4 memory and an RX 5600 non-XT, a card that I don't think we've ever taken a look at before.
Yeah, now one thing to note is it does have a lot of ports on it. We actually have a microphone jack, we have a headphone port, we have 3 USB 3s, a USB Type-C, and in the back, we have really not a shortage of ports. We have all of our audio ports once again for dual audio setup, 4 more USB 3s, 2 USB 2s, Ethernet, and then this 5600 actually has 4 displays. It looks like 1 HDMI and 3 DisplayPort. Now we are missing, oddly enough, we're missing a couple of like the PCIe lane covers, which is a little strange, but then again, this is a used or refurbished build.
I didn't ever verify if this was a config you could have bought directly from Dell. There's a chance it's upgraded, but we'll see if the graphics card looks really OEM or not.
Hey, that looks pretty OEM to me.
That's really OEM looking.
So power supply is actually kind of beefy. It actually has a 6-pin and then a 6+2, so a 6 and an 8-pin. Let's see, how many watts is this thing? Normally I don't look at this first, it just kind of caught my eye. 500 watts.
That's actually better than I expect. Normally these things, they don't go much higher than like 400 or 450 watts. So 500, you have a little bit of an upgrade path there.
Yeah, now it's pretty proprietary, of course. I mean, if you look at this motherboard, the I/O in the front and the back are both connected. So this board's not getting swapped. Also, it has no standard power connectors. These are all really strange besides just the CPU 4-pin. But it does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in. That's this little chip right here. It only has 1 stick of RAM, which is G-Skill, surprisingly. And it is a 16 gig stick, it looks like, at 2666.
16 gig single channel is kind of weird, I'll be honest with you. And I will say from the video where this was reviewed a while ago, the main issues that was had with this PC is the proprietary hardware. Obviously that motherboard is what it is. When it dies, you're kind of out of luck. Bloatware was pretty bad on this, so we'll see if we have the original install that this thing came with. And then also, yeah, the single channel memory was one of the downsides.
Yeah, and then I think really the last thing is the storage. It comes with a M.2 SN730 from Western Digital that is 512 gig, I believe. Yeah, 512 gig right there, capacity. And as far as expansion goes, it does have 4 RAM slots. You can easily upgrade the RAM. It looks like it doesn't have any more M.2, but we do have a hard drive cage that actually comes ready to go with a SATA cable, and then here's your SATA power. So that part would be really easy to add yourself another SSD or hard drive. Other than that, I mean, it pretty much is what it is. Obviously, the CPU is not soldered, and you have plenty of power, it seems like, so you could go up to like an i5 or an i7 in theory.
So the real question is with this video, if you're browsing around eBay or local markets and you see one of these things pop up, but you're like, oh, well, I saw a review of this thing, it was a really bad deal. Is it actually a better deal now that time has passed and you can pick it up for way less than it originally cost? Well, we'll actually turn it on and see, but Jackson's gonna see what kind of keyboard and mouse we came with.
I forgot about this part. Yeah, normally we check this out first and I just kind of forgot. Yeah, it's a pretty generic, like what all these come with. Nothing astonishing. It's just, it's free. I guess that's cool. But
free's always cool.
We'll see if it actually works.
Yeah, let's see if it actually works because that is a very important deciding factor.
Wait. This is wireless.
Oh, it's a wireless keyboard?
Okay, well, you know what? I said it's like every other one. It's not. Yeah, it actually has like a dongle and everything, and it's wireless. That's pretty different. I mean, that's a little more expensive than a wired keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get the first power on and see what we have. I believe it's probably just this blue lighting up front, if I had to guess.
This thing sounds chunky.
This thing is making noises. Maybe there's a program on this thing.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's kind of weird for just a blue lighting unless it is programmable, but yeah, interesting, I guess. We'll go ahead and hook this thing up and see if anything changes in that regard, or if the blue lighting is just defective on our unit, which would be kind of sad. But let's go and install some games, see how it performs, and see if there's a lot of trade-offs with this and if you should avoid picking one of these up, or maybe it's a good deal for you guys at home.
Why does it sound like it's gonna explode?
So we're not really off to a great start with this computer. We're currently installing shaders for Call of Duty Warzone. I'm letting shaders go. It's been a little bit, but you know what? It's a 10th gen i3 with a 5600. It's gonna happen with shaders, but those temperatures are getting a little suspicious. That GPU is already at 86, 87 degrees Celsius, and it's only being used 30% right now. If I get into a game, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm taking a look at this thing, and honestly, I don't know what's up with it, because at first I was worried the fan was defective, but if you look down here, the fan is spinning. So we have the fan spinning at least, but is this thing actually cooling properly? I don't know. I took the side panel off to see if there's just a bunch of heat building up in the case, but I don't think that's the case either. Get it? Because the side panel's off and we're still getting these really bad temperatures. So I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot and see if things don't crash, but I have a real concern that this thing, once I hit a game load on it, it's gonna like spike up to 100 degrees Celsius and just shut off. So we'll see what happens. Thumbs up. We're already seeing why this computer was, well, not very popular. All right, guys, somehow this computer is functioning right now. We're on the basic preset 1080p with no upscaling, and so far we're getting 60 FPS, give or take. I do have the side panel off still because I was getting very concerned there. I'm thinking the fan stop profile is just a little bit weird on this graphics card, where it will spin at a much lower RPM based on the usage, because right now we're at 95% usage, and that thing is really revving up, and the temperatures are lower than it was when it was at 30% usage. So it probably has just a weird fan stop profile. Not a huge fan of that, but it's probably because the way it sounds. It is an obnoxiously loud computer, and it vibrates like crazy. It's kind of whack in my opinion. But anyways, we're gonna see if we can maintain a 60 FPS experience on basic settings, because from a PC that's $400, that's all I'd really expect. If we get anything better than that, that'd be cool. But for 400 bucks, I kind of only expect an esports ready computer. And this is a more demanding game for sure. I'm gonna die. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, how? Yeah, I'm thinking the single channel memory is probably not helping us much, because we are only using like 60% of the GPU, 50-60% of the GPU. That might be something we'll test at the end of this benchmark run, slap in another stick, give us 32 gigs dual channel, and see how much of a difference that makes. Because yeah, we're not using any sort of upscaling, and we're still getting bottlenecked. Not by the CPU right now. The CPU is at 50% usage. So kind of weird, but it's technically playable. I mean, it's not bad. Wouldn't say it's an amazing experience though. Oh, that guy has a laser on him. Oh man. Nice try. That was a very bold push on my part. Oh! That was embarrassing. Okay. Okay. Ah! Oh, I got the resurge. Jesus, butthole. Oh my God. Had a feeling that would happen. Yeah, getting a little bottlenecked here by our RAM, if I had to guess, because we're not using any sort of upscaling. But we're gonna give Halo a shot, and then from there we might run back, well, Warzone and some other games in our built-in benchmarks and just kind of see what we're doing. But yeah, I think we're bottlenecked a little bit by the single-channel memory, but we're on kind of a weird computer. It's functional, but there's a lot of weird behaviors about it, and especially at this price point, I don't really know if it's worth it.
Alright guys, we're playing Halo Infinite, and we are on 1080p, low settings, because we don't have a ton of VRAM, or really just a ton of specs in general to pull from, but I think we're going to get close to a high refresh rate experience, you know?
Yeah, it's better than I expected, honestly. Loading in wasn't great, but Halo, when it's building shaders, really likes to, well, not die, but really likes to have a decent high core count CPU. And the 4-core 8 thread is good enough. The i3-10100 is good, but it would be a little faster with a higher core count CPU. But we're still getting 100 plus FPS once we get into the game.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking too bad. The latency is a little higher than I'd like it to be. I typically like most games to run around, I'd say like, you know, the 4 to 5, about half of this, but the FPS is pretty high, so I'm at least happy about that. We are playing ranked Halo, you know, because I always like to, as long as the build's halfway decent, I like to give it like the full experience of what is this like if you want to really play a game competitively. Yeah,
when we played Warzone, we noticed that there was a bit of a bottleneck in what seemed like the single channel 16 gigs, but playing Halo, I'm not noticing it as much. So maybe we were just bottlenecked by just 16 gigs of RAM in general because we were getting max GPU usage. In this game, we're actually using more of the GPU, 93 to 94%. So something to keep in mind, maybe you aren't really being bottlenecked by single channels. So we might end up not doing the single channel test on that because it seems to be running perfectly fine in this game. Call of Duty just may be a weird outlier, but we'll run some built-in benchmarks to see if that continues. And one thing too, you'll see it at the end, we figured out what was wrong with the blue lighting. It was unplugged. It got unplugged. So,
oh, really?
Yes.
What kind of connector was it? Because I remember I got the Alienware software, but like, and it showed that it should be working, but it wasn't.
Yeah, so it was on there, because when I first booted up, it didn't have the Alienware software on there, so I had that on there, and then, yeah, it just wasn't letting you change any of the colors. So you go in there, it's like a little proprietary cable that runs through from the board to this front panel, so you just plug it up and boom, you're good to go.
Ooh, this feels like a perfect time to push it. Oh my god, this guy hits his shots, man. You fell right into my grenade trap. I have another one for you.
Oh, he stuck him! He walked right into that.
Yep, and now they got the spanky. Oh, no teammate. Oh god.
Return the flag.
Flag returned.
Oh. Clean. Not. Oh, where did you? Oh, dude, out of nowhere.
Where was he? I'm an old soul. God, the freaking runaway guy. Buddy, what is wrong with me?
Oh, you've been stucketh.
It's okay though, we got him.
Oh,
ow!
That was a sticky grenade.
Die!
Throw it! Oh no!
I hope these guys know they're gonna die for that, for their freaking sins. Oh god, all from over here.
Take it, take it. You must be the one. Yes!
Yeah, buddy.
Woo!
Freaking
Victory!
crazy.
Let's go.
That's the victories we like to see. Well,
computer's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. If it didn't, honestly, if it didn't have the sound and the heat problem, it'd be pretty good for the price, but just keep on going, keep on giving it a chance.
Yeah, we're gonna run some built-in benchmarks and see what the limits are of this thing, and then from there, we'll kind of just talk about the value proposition of this PC and go over some of the issues we have with it.
Alright, we just got done benchmarking this Dell, and you know, overall for the price that we paid for it, it's definitely not too bad, but we do have a couple of caveats, such as it still runs very hot. That obviously has not changed since 2019, and then the other issue is our graphics card we found has a probably bad fan bearing. We're gonna hopefully try to take it off and kind of take it apart, maybe lube it up a little bit. That might buy it another month or two, who knows, but yeah, the value proposition is just a little strange on this one.
Yeah, this was definitely one of those where it's a pre-built that I've seen a lot on the market, want to take a look at the price point. I was hoping for it to be in better condition than it actually is. So at the end of the day, if you find one of these for sub $300, you could take a risk on it and it would be a pretty decent buy, but I wouldn't spend the same price that we paid for it, around $400, especially if it shows up in this condition, because it's just not a great value overall. We've seen a lot of other pre-builds that would be a much better buy. But let us know what you think of this PC in the comment section down below. Do you think it's as bad as, well, the people have said it was in the past, or do you think it's a much better buy now that it's available on the used market for a cheaper price?
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
So this PC right here, once fixed up, will be for sale at PCBros.tech, and don't worry, it'll come with the new 1-year warranty. And if you ever thought our prices were bad, we got a sale for you.
PCBros.tech, for Friday the 13th, we're running an awesome discount. Use code Friday13 to save 13% on all our staple PCs. All the ones you see on the front page, the ones that are always on the website, you can save 13% today. That's a lot of savings. So buy a PC today. PCBros.tech. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.